this is the easiest hard, and see that you don't have to deal with what you're dealing with, that you can take control. Even if your dad's in the hospital, or your son got a DUI, or your husband's sleeping with the secretary, you find out something horrible that's happened, you don't have to suffer. You have the power. You always control the last 8 inches from here to here. And you got to learn that about yourself. I think a lot of people feel so powerless, and then those days are over, guys.
I'm Cristy Code Red, and you're listening to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle, where we believe food holds the power to heal or poison, and we believe our society has been misled regarding proper nutrition and weight loss. You're in the right place if you're looking for some straight up truth, because I'm here to shed light on the lies and brainwashing that has taken place over the past 5 decades. Thanks so much for listening.
Welcome back to another episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. I'm your host, Cristy Code Red, author, entrepreneur, retired professional boxer, and I am so thankful that Carrie was able to break away from her chickens, her pigs, her peacocks, and her turkeys to come. You know, I was thinking, sis, about you opening up some sort of a retreat, because I think people would love to stay and one of your stay at a little room and then be able to go down and pet your animals.
I had somebody recently offer me money just to come be a farmhand. And I'm like, but I do all the farm handing, but they can come down and pet Puddles, the pig. Like, that would be okay with me. I was going to tell you at the time of this recording, Cristy, on Sunday, I actually found very hard to find a female. I can't say peacock because that's the male version of what it is. It's a peahen. So a peacock is the boy, but they're peafowl, P-E-A, peafowl. So I found a peahen, which is the girl peacock. So I have 2 boys, Bo and Luke Duke, and this is going to be Daisy Duke. So yes. I'm going to pick her up on Sunday.
The farm continues to expand.
Well, let me tell you, for what they're charging me, for this peahen, I could probably go into the business if I really wanted to, but I don't want to go into business.
Well, it's a lot of fun to watch. Of course, you know, my favorite is the pig cam in the middle. I mean, in the beginning, in the mornings, because you put the camera right next to the pig bowls and they go. It's just so I don't know what it is. And they give some side eye sass to the camera. And I love those pigs. Everybody loves them, don't they?
They do. They absolutely do. And if I don't do it like I didn't do this morning, people get all upset.
We rely on anyway. I appreciate you being here with me. And today, guys, we are talking about shifting the power. And I want to start off by reading the Code Red Manifesto. If you guys all have your Code Red Revolution books, Carrie's got hers handy. I've got mine handy. Take out your books and turn in the Bible. Remember when we were kids? Oh, turn in your hymnals to page 197. And
that's right.
But the Code Red Manifesto, can be found in the very first page of the Code Red Revolution book. And it is awesome. I'm going to read it to you guys. You are extraordinary. Did you know that? The media, the food industry, the diet industry, they all want you to believe that there's something wrong with you, that you don't have enough willpower, that you have the wrong genetics, that you'll never be enough. But you are strong, and you're invited to stand and join our revolution. We're taking back our lives, and we're doing it our own way. Thousands of men and women who say, no more. Being a Code Red Rebel is all about taking your life back and rebelling against the rules you've been told to follow, like exercising the weight off and losing the pounds slowly. We're rebelling against pills, powders, shakes, GMOs, low-fat, artificial ingredients, manufactured frankenfoods. We're rebelling against people who say it's genetic, you'll always be fat. We're rebelling against the diet industry, which is always trying to convince you there's something wrong with you and that this pill or this shake will fix it if you just spend enough money. We're rebelling against anyone or anything that makes you hate your perfect, beautiful body, especially yourself. We're rebelling against the external search for willpower because you have all the willpower you already need inside you. And we're joining together to offer support when one rebel stumbles or feels weak. We are taking the power back. We are finally taking control of our lives. No one gets to tell us what we should look like, not TV, not the magazines, not YouTube, not the insurance companies, or the government. No one has the right to make us feel bad about our progress or tell us that we're doing it wrong or assume that we're just going to gain it all back. No matter who you were before you joined the revolution, you are a new person now. You are whole and perfect and strong. You are a Code Red rebel. You can overcome any challenge that stands in your way. You can achieve your goals. We believe in you.
Amen. I love that. Thank you
I
for
do
reading
too.
that whole thing. It had been a while since I cracked this open, although I keep one of these at my desk and a cookbook for reference when I'm helping people. But that was awesome. And I think what we're going to focus on today is the line here in the middle of the second page, guys. We are taking the power back.
The very first day of every challenge, I always read the Code Red Manifesto because it is so it perfectly describes who we are, what we believe in, and what we want you to start believing. And today we're talking about shifting the power, taking the power back, power in general.
So I think it's been implied for me anyway, since I've been working for you and since you started the Code Red Revolution, that we are a company that shifts the power. However, so that's always been our message. However, recently, Cristy is become an affiliate with another company. And we both were fans of the company before she became an affiliate. And I'm sure we'll put the link in the code and everything in the podcast. But what happened to me was watching their message of power made me think about how strong our message of power is. So if you don't mind, I'm going to take you just a second to explain it to you. The company is Girl Clothing, GRLL, right, Cristy?
Three R's, GRRRL.
I always get that wrong. Look it up, you guys. Girl Clothing. So they make leggings and workout wear, and they have, they have great stuff. I love their quality product. I love it because it comes up really high on my waist, and I love that high waisted. I feel supported. It's quality. But let me tell you what I like the best. The founder, her name is Courtney Olson, and she is giving the power back to women, although there are some men that wear it and it's hilarious. They always post pictures. It's great. But we're giving the power back to women, the power to wear workout clothes, the power to not be like what Cristy says, not be told what our size is, told what this is, told. So one of the things they do, of course, they have every order you get a sticker, and it has a manifesto that is actually pretty similar to Cristy's. And the other thing is when you go to pick a size, you just take your measurements, and then whatever your measurements are, bring you to a page of an athlete or a woman. It doesn't matter if she is little, big, small, tiny, short, whatever. And you look at her and they say, you most fit with the Amanda, or you most fit with the Heather. And I love this because I don't go, should I get a 6 or an 8 in these, which is always my dilemma, because sometimes 6s run bigs and sometimes 8s are a little small. I don't know what to do. So I love it that I can take my measurements and they give me an athlete name. What they're doing, and I'm sure it's very smart, but they're giving power, taking it away from the clothing industry and the industry that tells us what we have to look like, and they're giving it back to women. And I love it. They're all about body positivity and empowering women. And so that made me go, Cristy, at Code Red, we do the same thing. We don't do it with leggings, but we do it with the way that we show and teach and preach our message.
Absolutely. And by the way, we will link it up below, grrrl.com. And you can get 20% off by using the code red. And we've been following them for years. And I really like that they don't go with size. Now, Carrie and I don't have the hangups that other people do as far as, like a certain size. I guess I kind of got over it because sizing is so, to me, it's just so, I don't care. Like sometimes I'm a size 6, sometimes I'm a size 10. And it's like, okay, that's just the way this certain pair is fitting. And I don't get mad shame myself for a certain size, but a lot of women do. A lot of women shame themselves, and social media. Now, I love social media. Like, I love Instagram. It's fun for me. I like to scroll. I like to be on social media, but it really has warped our thinking of what is normal and what is supposed to be this way. And Girl Clothing is a company, and we do too. We support being metabolically healthy. We support the 5 markers of metabolic health. And I'm sorry to say this, but having cellulite or not having cellulite does not mean that you're healthy or not healthy. That is not a metabolic marker of health. And so I like that Girl Clothing really, they embrace women being healthy as long as they are metabolically healthy. So I really resonate with that.
The other thing I like that they do, Cristy, is that when they take pictures of their models, they're real people. Like, they are real power lifters, or they are real. And again, Cristy and I don't think that exercise is a way to address weight loss, but we do think every single one of you should be moving your body daily. It doesn't mean CrossFit. I'm just saying moving. So they give clothing to no matter what size, what proportioned woman, so then she can feel comfortable moving her body, and she has the right equipment to do that. I love that. But the other thing they do, Cristy, is they don't touch up their photos.
I know they don't Photoshop. No.
Nope. If you got dimples on your hiney, like I do,
Me too.
I mean, let's just be honest. I got them on the back of my legs. I've had them when I was skinnier. I've had them when I've been heavier. It's the same cellulite I've always had since I was 20, probably. They don't touch it up, Cristy. If you got a big zit, they don't touch it up. They just don't. I love that about them. I love how real and honest they are. And that's what you get when you come to Code Red. You get real, obviously, or you would not be listening to this podcast, because we are very real and very honest. And you get direct, you get the opportunity to take the power back. Now, you might be asking me, who are you taking the power back from? Oh, let me tell you, as far as Code Red goes, we are giving you the power back from the diet industry. How many times has Cristy said the lies that you have been told and we've all bought into about the diet industry?
And I am a capitalist, and I believe that people and companies have a right to create products for the marketplace. The marketplace has a right to buy it or not buy it. And the marketplace will chew you up and spit you out if you are not meeting the need. The market will decide who the experts are and who the experts aren't. But the diet industry preys on people, especially women. I mean, 93% of our clients at Code Red are women. Preys on people who are desperate and hopeless and feeling like they don't have a way out. And I've been there too. I've gotten the phentermine pills. I've gotten the shakes. I've done the detox. I've done all that. And Carrie has too. And so not only are we taking the power back from the diet industry, but we're taking it back from the food industry in general, because the food industry, I mean, listen, if you addict a customer, you get a customer for life. And these food industries have the most powerful scientists on the planet. In fact, my husband's daughter has a PhD in biology and plant genetics, and she is being headhunted by these big companies that want her to come and work for them as a scientist. And it's so frustrating to me, just because I know they are genetically engineering addiction right into their food. And then you got Lowe's and Home Depot, and nothing against them, but you got Hobby Lobby and different that are putting junk food at the eye level of your children right there where you wait to be called to the next cashier. And so the deck is stacked against us, but we give the power back to rebels.
And the way we do that, Cristy, is by getting you off the sugar and letting your body detox from it, and feed your body real food. You let your body sleep, and you hydrate your body appropriately. When those things happen, no longer. Now, I'm not saying the pull isn't there, because I think the pull is there. It does get better with time, but no longer do you feel almost nervous when you see those Swedish fish going through the line. No longer do you feel panicky when you go and you're at the checkout and the M&Ms are staring you down, which is how I felt I just felt so compelled to buy those things. You said the word pray, Cristy, P-R-E-Y. And that reminded me, there's another influencer that I follow on Instagram. She's amazing. And one thing that she does is she will take pictures of, she just had a baby. So she's got some stretch marks and, some, of course, my God, like we praise you when you're pregnant, then we get mad because you're not back in your pre-body weight in 2 weeks. So she'll put pictures of herself out and she's so popular. Someone stole her image and used it for a weight loss, saying, does your stomach look like this? Well, then you need our product. Yes. Even though she promotes positivity, she promotes being metabolically stable. She promotes health, and she promotes be happy with yourself while you're on your health journey. They use her image on stretch mark commercials and on weight loss commercials. And she put it up there and she's like, this is exactly opposite of what I promote. So they're using a popular person's image. And I mean, I'm sure that's out there for you too, Cristy. I mean, we haven't discussed it.
Actually, I just contacted my attorney who just sent a scathing letter to someone who was trying to steal my likeness to promote their product. And man, we jumped all over that like white on riot. And I was like, oh, we're ready to sue you. Like I'm prepared to sue somebody. So I hope her attorney goes after that company.
There's no safe place, Cristy. Social media is not a safe spot. If you are a woman, I'm not even going to say a woman who's overweight and wants to get her life back and take her health back. It's unhealthy. I'm not even going to say that. I'm going to say even women who are metabolically healthy probably never feel like they can get to this unattainable standard. And that's the preying, P-R-E-Y, that I'm talking about, that we give you control back. Because we teach you how to love yourself, but also get to a point where you can bend over and tie your shoes and you can get on the plane without the seatbelt extender and you can go to a yoga class if that's what you've always wanted to do. So that is one thing that I think Code Red does really well. That's one power differential that I think we do the best.
We have I am so proud of our Code Red maintenance program. We have the best maintenance program, hands down, that I have ever seen of any program out there. I am not kidding. I am always scouring the internet and scouring my competition to figure out what they're doing. But our maintenance program is second to none. And we have mostly women in their 50s and 60s, even some in their 70s, in our maintenance group, in our maintenance program, working their way through the program, learning how to live life at goal weight. And it's so funny to me and I love working with women in their 50s and 60s simply because the confidence, I love that. Now we have a couple of women in their 30s and a little younger, but mostly it's 50s, 60s, and 70s. And these women are getting to high school graduating weight, goal weight, and they're doing it at that point in their life as an older adult, which society wants to brainwash you to believe that that's not possible. And it absolutely is. We have hundreds of people in our maintenance group right now that are doing it. But it's not about being swimsuit ready for these ladies anymore. It's about being able to, like, that they want to put on a swimsuit because they want to take their grandkids to the water park and they want to go down the water slide. It's more about being able to climb the stairs to the water slide and then going down the water slide and not being out of breath. It's more about the fact that these ladies are no longer on loads of medication. They're no longer asking for the seatbelt extender. They're no longer a slave to food and a slave to the industry. And that's what I love. But it's a real shift. It's no longer about MTV Spring Break. They don't care about the cellulite, the stretch marks, the varicose veins. That doesn't determine whether you're healthy or not. These ladies are about being healthy for their grandkids and for just living their best life the last few years that they have left.
When you said boatloads of medication, that reminded me, Cristy, that we here at Code Red, we're not saying cure because we won't want to say that, but we give you the opportunity to work with your physician appropriately to get free from the pharmaceutical industry. And I can tell you from personal experience doing the medical screenings for Code Red that we have people that have gone down on their insulin. We have people that have gone off their metformin, off their insulin. They have reduced their thyroid medication. They have reduced or stopped with the help of a doctor. I just want to make sure our lawyer hears that. Get off the autoimmune disorder, those terrible Remicade infusions and those other things that are just so horrible. Blood pressure medication. Statins. Oh my gosh. And again, we are not telling you to stop taking your medication if you are working for if you are doing Code Red. I'm saying they are partnering with their primary care provider to do those things. But These people were slaves. They had to have that shot. They had to have that pill. They had to have that infusion every 2 weeks. And Cristy, they don't. So not only do we give you freedom from the diet industry, when you choose to take your life back with Code Red, you're getting freedom from the pharmaceutical industry as well.
There's so much dread to go to a traditionally trained medical doctor who does not understand, because they were not trained, well-meaning, highly intelligent medical doctors who were not trained in nutrition therapy. And what they were trained when it came to nutrition and losing weight, they were trained wrong. It's really disturbing and depressing to go to that and that person tell you, well, like look at the doctor's office chart and you need to weigh this. And well, here's some phentermine pills. Well, you just need to move your body more. And you're doing Orange Theory 6 days a week and it ain't helping. It is really depressing because it is the traditionally medically trained doctor is it really kind of on a pill for every ill kind of a paradigm. And boy, so many people have come to us and they had no hope because they were never taught that there was a different way. And then they found a different way. And it's incredible to watch them become free.
I love how you say pill for every ill, because I do feel like sometimes, and I think they're very short staffed. They don't have a lot of time to spend with patients. They do kind of just throw medications at them. And it's because they've been taught, hey, in the first 90 seconds, what was it? The average listening time was like 37 seconds before they interrupted, right? Walking in the door, and I get it. They have a lot of patience, but so I do think the system is broken, not the doctors. The system is broken. Let's be clear.
Is broken.
We love physicians and mid-level practitioners, but they just have to make a decision and get them sometimes to shut people up. Because if you say, clean up your diet, start walking every day, don't nobody want to hear that. They want to eat whatever they want, Cristy, and they want to take metformin, or they just want to turn up their insulin. Y'all, you cannot have your cake and eat it too. You cannot have a foot in both worlds. I just talked to someone on the help desk. That's our site where people go to submit a ticket for assistance with Code Red. If you're a Code Red client, we can help you. And I do the medical ones. And also I check on the staff and make sure they're doing their job, and they always are. They're amazing. But I just talked to somebody who had gastric surgery and wants to do it the way her doctor told her, which has had her have no success, but also kind of wants to do Code Red. And I said to her, you got a foot in both worlds. So we give you freedom from the pharmaceutical industry, from the diet industry, and also from the expectations that other people have of how you should look and how you should lose weight, Cristy. And how many times have we said it? Don't nobody say a word when you're drinking a gallon of Diet Coke every day, but everyone's got something to say if you come and you're drinking a gallon of water. Anne Marie, my daughter, stood right here this morning and she said to one of her friends, my mom drinks a gallon of water every day. And the little girl said, isn't your mom going to die? Well, eventually, but probably not from that. I don't know. But yeah, she couldn't believe it. But no one says a word if you're drinking mochas all day. So people have expectations on how you should lose weight and how you should look and how you should progress. We can set you free from that. Can I get an amen?
I think the best statement that is the overall biggest umbrella over everything that sums up things perfectly is there's no money in healthy people. And across the board industry, I mean, our old school food pyramid, even our My Plate is driven by industry. And it boils down to money. There's no money in healthy people. Healthy people make a lot of sense, but they don't make a lot of dollars. And it's up to us to take the power back from the food industry, back from the government, back from education that was just wrong, which again is driven by, I mean, listen, your schools are subsidized by Nestle and Coke and Pepsi. So they're not going to, and that's why I get a lot of people that ask me, Cristy, why don't you speak in schools more? I would love to speak in schools more. I would love to speak to children more than anything. Everybody knows I have a soft spot for kids, but I speak out against the very companies that subsidize our schools. So it's going to be difficult for me to come into a school to teach about healthy habits and say, don't eat the very things that are making money off your kids and that are paying for your kids' education. And it is, I mean, the deck is stacked against us. There's just no money in healthy people. And if you addict a customer, you get a customer for life. So of course they're going to try to get your kids addicted early on. And that way they've got your kids buying their products for their whole life.
This reminds me of two things, Cristy. Okay. And you're going to remember both of them. Do you remember number one, when we had a former coach that got called into the principal's office because she was packing a Code Red approved lunch for her children? Yeah. Y'all, because she was giving them pepperoni and cream cheese and veggies with ranch.
There was no bread in there.
There was no bread. She got called in and had to give an account for what she was feeding her child.
Wow.
But nobody calls in the parent that's sending a PB&J and chips. Nobody says a word. Nobody says a word to that parent.
And I know, Kira, you told me one time, or this in Anne Marie's school, when they reward the kids with candy bars, big ones, even king size Baby Ruth and stuff.
You are definitely fighting an uphill battle. Okay, ready for the second one? You're going to remember this one. Cristy and I went to a conference in California. Of course, when we get to go to conferences, it's so much fun. Oh. In fact, I think we're due for another one. It might be somewhere tropical. That's all I'm saying. Okay, no. Anyway, and we got to hear and meet for the very first time Dr. Barry speak. I think it was Dr. Barry. Do you remember the story, the woman in the audience who had a diabetic daughter? And she wanted her to take in as little insulin as possible. Feel free to watch our podcast on insulin, right? Mm-hmm. Flash it right there, guys. Okay, they're going to flash the number so you can go watch it. So anyway, she actually had Child Protective Services called on her because she would not feed the child. The child was not underweight. The child was not unhealthy. The child was taking in very little insulin, which is amazing. But because they thought that she wouldn't, it wasn't like she wasn't taking away the insulin, because of course the child would have died. But she got Child Protective Services, had to go to court and explain the way she was feeding her child. But we don't go to court and talk about kids that are drinking Mountain Dew out of bottles. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
For another podcast.
That's exactly right. And that's why Carrie and I feel so passionately about not only learning, but unlearning. We're unlearning what we were brainwashed to believe for decades. For 70 years, we have been brainwashed to believe low fat. We've been brainwashed to believe eating frequently. We've been brainwashed to believe that you have to exercise off the weight. And we feel so strongly about taking that power and shifting it back to you and back away from those industries and the education that was wrong, not backed by science, but backed by industry, by money, by lobbyists. It's wrong, guys. We are the sickest and fattest in human history. It ain't working. I just posted something on Instagram this morning that said something about like eating. The government wants you to eat 6 times a day. Well, of course they want you to eat 6 times a day. They want you to consume more food. It's not working. And we are so passionate about shifting that power away from the government, the education system, all those things, and back onto you.
We are giving the power from school lunches back to you, mom and dad. From school lunches back to you. Now, are you going to get some flack? Probably. But trust me, your children will eat pepperoni and cream cheese and carrot sticks and ranch dressing and olives and a little bit of ham, and they'll be thrilled and they'll be just fine. They will be just fine for it. So we are in Code Red. We are taking the power away from the diet industry, from the pharmaceutical company, from other people's expectations, and from the schools. And we're giving it back to you. And that is how we are working actively every day. That's what Cristy and I spend all of our time and energy on, is how can we shift the power back to you, the consumer, back to you, the mom, back to you, the wife that just wants to fit into a dress to be able to go to dinner with her husband. I get that. So that's what we're doing. We are shifting that power back to you guys.
I think in some small way, I'm doing my part by never filtering out my photos and by never hiding photos of like hiding what I really look like. And it's hard because you take an unflattering photo of yourself and you have 5 to choose from. You guys know I always take photos of myself with my dogs while I'm out running or walking or things like that. And I'll take 5, and I'll pick the most flattering one. But sometimes, and it's hard to fight against that. But somehow, some way, if I have something on my body that the society would deem undesirable, a bruise, a stretch mark, a scar, some cellulite or something, I force myself to keep it up because I want people to see that, no, I'm not filtering. I'm not putting sparkly eyes. I'm not face tuning. I'm not filtering my photos. This is okay to be like this. I'm healthy. I'm happy. I'm strong. And this is normal. Let's normalize those things. Let's just make sure that and that way you feel more free or more able to post a picture of yourself looking real and normal. I don't even know what normal is, but you know what I'm saying.
I know what is normal. The other thing I think we set people away from, Cristy, that we set them free from is the expectation of a certain progress ladder. Now, we do hold your feet to the fire. Code Red has always done that, y'all. If you know old school Code Red, that's what you pay us for. That's what you're doing with us. So we aren't like, wine night, YOLO. We're not saying that. There's no guilt and shame in the mess up. We just set you up so it's really tough to fail. All you have to do is the program, guys, which is the easiest hard thing you've ever done in your life, guys. I mean, you could just do the program. So we're not saying that, but we are taking you away from the ideas that like the Weight Watchers has given us, where you have to lose weight really slow or it's not going to stay off, or you have to lose weight in this certain way, or, oh, my doctor says that I can't get below this weight. I cannot. If I had $1 for every time I have read that on a custom program, your doctor who has a weight problem is telling you how skinny you can get. So we are setting you know what? We're giving it away. I don't care if in 1978 you weighed 125, you can get back to 125 if that's where you want to be, if that's part of your health journey. So the expectations of what the journey looks like and how the journey goes for you, that's you. We're giving you that power. You can do this quick and get it done. I mean, we have had people just boom, bust through this weight loss and go into maintenance. That's what we want for you guys, because losing weight isn't as fun as maintenance. I'm just going to be honest. It's hard work. It is. Again, it's the easiest hard thing you've ever done, but we're giving that power back to you. We do hold your feet to the fire because that's our job. Otherwise, we are wasting your money and we're not respecting your process. That's what the coaches are trained to do. But as far as I'm a grandma, I can never be below a size 12. Well, I mean, yeah, you can, if that's what you want. We'll get you there.
And because everyone's bio-individual, we do in your custom program, I do give you a couple of different options on how fast and how slow you can lose the weight. You can, if there are things going on with you, maybe you have a hormone imbalance, maybe you have some sort of a situation with you, we'll shift your rate of loss and we'll make it to where every program is not cookie cutter, but it's personalized just for you. And that's for our custom program. I'll link that up below. And that's great. But for the most part, yeah, we've never had anybody not hit goal weight that just because of their age. And we've done other podcasts on this. Age is not a determining factor. You are 100% responsible for getting to goal weight. And I like the way you said that, sis. You said we make it difficult to fail. And we do. We leave no stone unturned and we make it difficult to fail. And I love that about our custom program, but we do give you a couple of options. That way you can bend and flex and you can do the journey the way you want.
And I like that. I love that about us, because I think that it's important that, again, this goes along with the diet industry, but the expectations that are put on people for, just the way that we do it, just the way that we set people up. And then we wonder why they fail and we wonder why they struggle. It's because they have these unspoken expectations, and it's terrible. And it makes your diet journey. Yes, you can eat meat and bacon and eggs and lose weight. Yes, you can have full fat dressing. So we take you away from society's expectations of what this process looks like, and we give you a whole new paradigm. And that is another way I think we give power back to the people, Cristy.
Yeah, I love the way we shift the power on Code Red. And the best way to get started at shifting the power is a 10-pound takedown. because that's going to be 30 days of me coming live. Carrie and I, some I do by myself and some I do with Carrie, but we come live to you every morning and we teach you something that is new. So we don't just say, do this, there you go, you're on your own. We actually have this learning and unlearning process where we prove to you that society was wrong, the government was wrong, and here is the proof that this works. And at the time we're recording this, over 46,000 people have come through our program. So this is our jam. This is what we do. We know how to get weight off of people. We're experts at this. And we would love to have you dip your toe into the lifestyle and see that this is the easiest hard, and see that you don't have to deal with what you're dealing with, that you can take control. Even if your dad's in the hospital or your son got a DUI or your husband's sleeping with the secretary, you find out something horrible that's happened, you don't have to suffer. You have the power. You always control the last 8 inches from here to here. And you got to learn that about yourself. I think a lot of people feel so powerless, and then those days are over, guys.
One of the funniest videos Cristy ever did was talking about the last 8 inches before your mouth. And she was acting like there was bread in the air and it's just gonna la, 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 just fall into your mouth. And that's how ridiculous people, I couldn't help it. Yes, you can. Yes, you do have the power. And Cristy, I used to have people come into the ICU and they would hand me a handful of pills and they'd be like, or a bag full of pills. I don't know. The doctor just tells me to take it. No. You should know why you believe what you believe. You need to have this book and understand the parts are in it, understand the science, understand why we do what we do. That's giving you power. Knowledge is power. I don't give medical advice on the program because, of course, I can't. I'm not a licensed practitioner, but I will give you my thoughts. And then you take that and you take your own research and then you take what we teach you and you take the power back and you take your life back at the same time.
I'm definitely sick of hearing people say, I can't help it. I can't help it. Man, you can help way more than you think. You have more say so. You have more power. You can control them more than what you think. And we've done other podcasts on that too.
I know.
It's like, I know. All right. I'm going to link it up below, you guys. 10poundtakedown.com, the number 10 POUND takedown.com is where you go to get started. We would love to have you on the next challenge. We have them every month. So if you missed the last challenge, we've got another one starting soon. Thank you, Carrie, for this episode. And you guys have a good one.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. If you're not subscribed already, please be sure to do that right now. And if you enjoyed this episode, I would love it if you could do me a quick favor and rate and review this podcast. That would be just so helpful. Speaking of help, let me know if I can help you. Go to coderedlifestyle.com, check out my programs, and see what we can do for you. Until next time, Rebel on.